We're here at Valley Forge National Park with the Valley Forge Park Alliance for Wreaths Across America and March In. This is the day that General Washington marched his army into Valley Forge for its winter encampment. We're going to hear more about that, about what all of these beautiful wreaths mean, and the people who got organized to lay them in honor of fallen soldiers. My name is Melissa Jacobs. This is Mainline Tonight.
This is a really big day at Valley Forge. Actually, this weekend, tomorrow, is the day that Washington and the troops marched into Valley Forge in 1777. And coincidentally, it's also the day that Wreaths Across America is celebrated across the United States. And we're very happy to be able to celebrate it here at Valley Forge.
And what is the Valley Forge Park Alliance's role in this?
Well, the descendants of Washington's Army of Valley Forge host this event at Valley Forge, and the Alliance is very happy to help them to orchestrate it and make it happen at the park. We've been able to help fundraise for it. We've partnered with the Daughters of the American Revolution, the Valley Forge chapter, to help fundraise. And we've been able to involve a lot of the community in a project that really helps bring the past to life so that people in the present can really celebrate it.
Perfect.
Well, today we're here to lay wreaths in honor of all the fallen from America's wars throughout history, going all the way back to General Washington's days and commanding the Continental Army before it was even America, before we were even a country. And for me, what that means is something profound. I mean, you take Americans from all walks of life, before there was even a country, and throughout history, have raised their right hand, swore an oath, and then at times, when called upon, left their homes and families in order to defend their fellow citizens, our way of life, and our country. And I just think there's nothing more noble than that. And those that fell in the line of defense of doing so, doing their duty, we should always honor them. And that's what we're here to do today.
This day is all about remember, honor, and teach, which is we remember our fallen soldiers, we honor those who are currently serving or are veterans, and we teach the younger generations.
So how do you actually coordinate all of the wreaths? First of all, how many wreaths are there?
There are 508 wreaths. So we have 500 of our traditional remembrance wreaths, and we also have 8 ceremonial wreaths, which there is one for each branch of the service and another for those who are listed as prisoners of war or missing in action as their last status.
So how do you coordinate all of this?
So it takes a village to coordinate. We work very, very closely with the Valley Forge Park Alliance. I serve as a location coordinator, so I start my job in February of planning and seeing, what the park can handle wreath-wise. I start our park permits in June or July, and then usually the Park Alliance comes in about that time and we start planning the event together.
So what do you think this place and maybe even this weekend kind of teaches us about American resolve and American history?
One thing that comes out of Valley Forge that I think is supremely important is that on December 19th, 1777, 13 colonies marched in. And, so it's Massachusetts, North Carolina, Rhode Island, from all over the place. I mean, this is a group that in previous battles and in previous encampments, they're almost at odds with each other. I mean, George Washington had to break up a fist fight, in the siege of Boston between Virginians and New Englanders. But what happened here at Valley Forge, this sort of shuffling ragtag collection of colonies marches in. But 6 months later, truly the United States Army marched out. And even though not all the arguments were settled, not all of the differences were necessarily resolved. There was a common cause, a common identity. I mean, it's the first time you see the initials USA appearing. And that, I think, is really like what happens in Valley Forge, is that all of these states kind of learned how to work together and how to be one.
So it is a time of remembrance, but it's also a time of inspiration to be here during this time for the Wreaths Across America. You get inspired to know that so many people served our country to help our country be independent and have freedom of religion, freedom of speech. But at the same time, that prompts me as a current citizen to serve my country in whatever way I can with my talents and whatever I can do.
So some people do say, oh, it was history, it's ancient history, and some, what does this mean today? Like, how does this still resonate with us today?
Well, you know, if you were persecuted for your, not necessarily beliefs, but if you felt that you were being wronged, we Americans stand up for what we believe in. It's a continued tradition, isn't it? Even today, with how tumultuous it always is. I really admire the people that can say, this is what's right, let's do what's right. And our country is constantly evolving. And, you know, by me having two ancestors here at Valley Forge does not change who I am today. What they did was what they did. But I can make a difference today in what I do. I can be a good citizen. I can be a good community member and help serve my community with equality and passion.
I think we're all trying to make it a more perfect union.
Yes, that's a great way to put it, a more perfect union.